Yes, and as I said this morning,
let's take a break in the mood and have a chat with our invited guest. It's time for a sunrise sit down with your favorite uncle, Uncle Shags.
Yes, and this is called a sunrise sit down. And as I told you earlier, if your idea of guiding us to your new home, it happens here at RBC. Finance your next home or switch and save with cashbacks, fee waivers, all that good stuff. So it's Republic Bank, isn't it?
No,
Royal
RBC.
Bank. RBC. Okay, I just get confused. I just say good morning to all the banks in the morning. So I know there's RBC. What is the abbreviation for RBC so I don't make this mistake again?
RBC.
Just RBC?
Just RBC.
Not Royal, not Republic,
No.
just RBC.
RBC.
So we have RBC, we got Republic Bank, we got Royal Bank, is what you're saying?
No.
No?
Just
So
RBC.
Just RBC, okay. All right, well, I'm saying good morning to these two beautiful ladies in here in the studios this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Uncle. You're speaking with Lisandra Havertong, Assistant Branch Manager at RBC. And I have Tina, which is not actually Tina.
Which is not actually my name. My name is Stacey DeLeon, Mortgage Specialist with RBC.
And of course, we're here to speak about mortgages here at RBC. Yeah, with our
Your favorite uncle, that's me.
Favorite uncle.
So, ladies, I have this flyer in my hand, and we're speaking about mortgages this morning. And let's start off first on RBC launch this new campaign that you have. Your idea of guiding your home. What happens when this mortgage? What is this campaign mortgage about? So, getting your new home, of course, we know it's about homes. Mm-hmm. And what is exactly being offered on this campaign?
All right. Thank you so much for asking that question, Uncle. The campaign started March the 23rd and it will end at July the 3rd. That does not mean that after July the 3rd, you cannot come and visit RBC for a mortgage. It's not only for new homes, but it is also to refinance and also switch. Now, Stacey would explain, the whole ins and out where that is concerned. And we're here to speak to the audience of St.Maarten that mortgage and owning your own home, if it's a home or buying a piece of land or a condo, apartment, whatever it is, we are here to offer special rates to the community of St.Maarten and cash back and the whole nice stuff that we have planned for those that are interested.
Okay, that is actually rather interesting because when you usually hear mortgage as a young individual, for instance, a young individual has a good job and they apply for a mortgage, and so many times you hear on the island, it's 100 times easier to get a car than it is to get a home. Mm-hmm. But a home is where you need to live.
Yeah.
You can't live in your car. Mm-hmm. So, but it's always been so difficult in order to attain a mortgage. So what makes this new campaign that RBC has more efficient, more self-saving, as you say, free waivers? What is the opportunity for a young individual to be able to attain a mortgage or a home for an apartment or whatever it is? How is it more simplified? Let me ask that question.
Yes, for sure. It's simplified. Over the years, I have been in banking for over 30 years.
This I know.
Yeah. Work with your sister.
Yes.
Yeah. My good friend. But in the past, interest rates back then for a mortgage was 12%, then it went down to 10, 9, 8. Now it's way less than that. I'm not going to reveal what the interest rate is, but it is a special rate. And the documents and the process is way much more easier. What a lot of people think that, when they see mortgage, it's a lot of money, I can't afford it, I can't do it, it's not for me, it's for the rich people or the middle class persons. No. The best thing to do is to come to the bank, right? And later on, I'm going to also give the radio listeners a website that they can go on and also link up there. But come inside, have the conversation first. Because
Right.
a lot of times persons will go and look at property and say, "Oh, I love this," but then it is way above their, the salary
the
range.
salary range.
So come first to the bank. Let us have that conversation. Stacy here, who's a mortgage specialist, that's
Right.
the reason why we have that. She does not do anything else. She
But
doesn't
mortgage.
sell other products, but only mortgage. So that's why she's called mortgage. Her title is mortgage specialist. She also have good relationship with the realtors, so she can guide everyone to which direction he or she can go into. And I always say, come as a peer, because a peer in salary always makes it easier to.
Which is the next question that I was about to actually ask. And you just said it. It's easier to come as a pair or as a couple or as a family, right? In order to attain a mortgage. But if you are making the money as an individual, will it be still the same?
Yes, absolutely.
And if you have a mortgage now at RBC with, let's say, the interest rate was 12-13% before, what do you have to do in order to attain that lower interest rate now that you have that mortgage for the last 10 years and you probably got another 15 years left on the mortgage?
So with this, you can take the opportunity now to refinance your mortgage in order to secure that great rate.
Okay, but if you're not
Right.
okay, so
say for example, you would like to refinance to put a little bit of cash towards hurricane shutters or
your kid going away to study, or you need a
Right.
generator or anything of that sort,
Right.
you can do so towards refinancing your mortgage, and then that's how you will
and
get.
then you can definitely secure that great rate.
okay, all right, that's easy.
And that great rate, what we also would like to mention is that it's a fixed rate. Fixed meaning that if you have the mortgage for 15, 20 years, right, that interest rate will not change.
It's locked in.
It's locked in.
Yes.
So so if you have the mortgage, what I'm saying is, so if you have the mortgage 15 years prior, you come in, you refinance now, whether it's to make changes, whatever you want to do, and you get a refinancing, which means the rate changes, and then it becomes a fixed rate until the end of
Correct.
until the term of the mortgage.
Correct.
Ooh, I think this is some great information for young people, young couples to actually take advantage of. Okay, so the savings that is available on this. What are the savings that's available on these mortgages?
So we do have savings like
The waiver.
the waiver of the commitment fees. We do have, for example, if the client would like to switch their mortgage from another financial institution, then that is possible with us as well. Whereas they get that great switch rate plus cashback incentives.
Oh, so, okay, all right. So this is
So it's not just the interest rate, but it is a lot of other things that plays a role with this mortgage campaign that we're having.
okay.
Yeah,
So-
and it is important to know as well. Also, too, we also have the lump sum payment. When you file your taxes and you have a mortgage and everything, and you get that lump sum payment once a year. You say, something. I wanna bring my 15 years of mortgage and reduce it. So let's say you get that lump sum payment, you can put it towards the mortgage, and that will reduce your amount of years.
Right.
So from 15, let's say, saying
3
quickly,
years.
Yeah, 3 years
you
is
drop
knocked
it by
off.
3 years. Okay.
And that's amazing.
Because before that, I know there was
And with no penalty.
that is what I was
No
saying. 'Cause
penalty.
usually,
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
years ago, you would have that
Yes,
penalty
yes,
where
yes.
you wouldn't be able to. You come into a lump sum of money
Yeah.
and you decide, well, you have enough money to pay off this mortgage,
Yeah.
and then the bank says, no, sorry, you can't really do it
Yeah.
like that.
A lot of times persons are saying that, it's the banks them that is making it difficult for mortgage. We're not making it difficult at all, because if you know over the years of what it was, obtaining a mortgage was way more difficult. So we saw it in the best interest to make sure that our locals can come to the bank, to RBC, and obtain a mortgage and to purchase their home. So look at it. When you're paying rent to someone, that amount of money, you can put it towards the mortgage. So that is the mindset that we have to look at.
Well, that is a great mindset to get my listeners, actually get them into, because like I started off by saying it has been so difficult throughout years to be able to attain a mortgage, where you it's man, wouldn't I say it's weird to say, but you have a significant other. You guys are not married, but you guys have been living together for 10, 12 years, and then you decide to come together, get this mortgage, and then that doesn't work out. So one person is stuck with the mortgage now, But before the conception of the mortgage, the two salaries made it. Now you have one individual now paying this mortgage solo by themselves. How would they be able to come in now to refinance? Because it has been of a two-person income. But the one individual they have been paying it alone throughout that time because the other individual is no longer there. Would that be possible for that individual to come in and refinance?
Yes, it all based on the income.
Right.
That is number one. And like what we say also too is not there is one, how should I say, one size fits all.
Right,
so it's
I
best,
like that.
yeah. It's not one size fits all. So the person would have to come in. We would do it on an individual basis, see how it is, what is the best advice that we can give. Because we do give financial advice, which is for free, which we can guide the individual as well. And we will try to see, we're not here to not give persons the mortgage or anything like that.
Because
because
that is in best interest of the bank.
Of course,
well.
of course.
Because the mortgage brings income to the bank as well. So
Correct.
This is it.
Yeah, so it's
great information.
And many of times we have to remember that before the situation reaches to the point of the example that you just gave, it's best for, if it's possible, for both couples to come in, discuss it, and inform the bank. We don't need to get in the personal.
But it's best that you come in, inform the bank. This is the situation. This is how we do it.
Correct. Because many times what a lot of people end up doing in St.Maarten is just letting it ride. And then they're gonna get into a situation where
it becomes a dispute years later.
Yes, and then it's difficult for them to come out of it and things like that. So
you understand? Because then you end up basically, and this is of speaking to different individuals and talking about it and understand what this, it can be, I would say, somewhat dangerous in order for you to be involved in that in depth with an individual that you don't know, which is either not your husband or not your wife, but yet you guys now are stuck with a property that becomes an issue later on in life. So that's why I posed the question, what does an individual do in that case? It's either you come in early, but now that you have not been early, would it make it more simplified for the person to come in, bring whatever paperwork they need, because now they are the individual that has been paying without their partner or their former.
And if it shows proof that the person has been paying solely the mortgage, yes, and they have been paying it on time and everything like that, that already speaks a volume.
Right.
You know?
And also it's all about having, once you have the capacity to do the repayment, we can try to structure to best suit the client.
The client.
Yes.
Okay.
And also too, there's certain pension age has increased. So the time when it was 20 years ago, or 15 years ago, when you obtained the mortgage, the pension age was what, 60?
65.
Yes.
No, 60 then. And then it went to 62.
And it's going to probably go to 65 and then to 67 and then to 72. I personally feel pension, they want you to work until you die.
You
You understand? Because for me, it is such a crazy situation where you mentioned pension, where I look at my mom's, now she's on pension, but she's been working all her life towards this mortgage. And then you reach pension age, you had a salary before, pension does not add up to your salary, but yet you have your life continues.
Correct.
And then they keep moving. It's like you keep moving the goalposts every 3-5 years. It starts at 60. Now it's 62. Probably might go to 65. And it keeps adding. So when do you have, for me as an individual, as a young enough man, when do you really have time in your life to do anything else when you have a pension, that you still have a mortgage? So for pensioners, are they also allowed to come in and change their mortgage plan or whatever?
Well, RBC, we don't go over the pension age.
So there we go.
Why? Because of the same thing what you just mentioned. You know, an example as your mom is that you need to enjoy your pension.
Right. Yes,
yeah? and we might. I wouldn't say we never, but there's certain situations
where we take it a little bit. We can take it a little bit over if possible, or ask for an exception. However, we don't believe in going over that retirement age.
Yeah.
But that's what I said. The retirement age move. It move far too. But
now it's 65. But we are not going to finance you for over 65.
Over 65.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
No. Because you need to enjoy your pension.
You need to enjoy your pension.
And we all know that the pension is not going to carry your mortgage and your lifestyle and all of that.
So it comes down to lifestyle choices and changes.
Yep.
All right, this is extremely interesting. So I like the fact. So what is? Let me because I'm going through the list of questions and we're having such a great conversation. I'm saying, what sets RBC apart from the other lenders? Because that is the question now. Because if RBC is having this huge mortgage campaign, and we have, I think I usually say good morning to all the banks in the morning before my banking starts. So we have about 7 or 8 banks on the island. And RBC seems to be standing out with lenders. So what is the huge difference of this campaign towards any other banking system?
Well, like what Stacey and myself just mentioned also too, we have refinancing, we have switch, we have cashback. What else we have? Waiving of fees, where that is concerned. Extremely awesome rate. We have also too a mortgage specialist, as I just explained. That is all what she focuses on. Don't ask her for car loan or personal loan. She will refer it to her fellow colleagues.
So she is all about
mortgage. So she knows the whole dynamics of St.Maarten. What is the ins and outs and everything. That is number 3, 4. And the other thing is, we are not going to treat any client as a transactional client. We are there personal.
So you're gonna have all these personal people coming to you soon? I hope you have a big team.
I do.
Yes.
So,
and I have broad shoulders.
But there you, and there you go, gentlemen, ladies. She's correct. My next question would be then the fees, because usually that is also something that is added to your mortgage when you have your transfers fees, so you have transfer fees, you have the title fees, I think. You also have the
notary fees.
And these can add up to an extreme amount. You understand? That would be added to the mortgage. So basically, when you come in to get your mortgage, the home is cost $60,000, but when you finish doing the calculation, you're up to $85,000 before you even start paying on the loan itself. You have to clear these first. So what are the fees that would actually be waived?
Well, the fees that will be waived, it's the commitment fee, the 1% that is charged by all the banks.
Right.
That fee is going to be waived. The notary fees are not included. Just to clarify, the notary fees are not included in your mortgage. However, if the clients have enough room in order to get a personal loan towards the closing fees, which is approximately 6%, then yes, that will be a personal loan, and then your mortgage will be separate.
And the fees what we're talking about is of course, like what she said, the closing fees, and then if you're doing a switch, there is also a fee there, so that is included in
the campaign.
Okay, so the switch is actually if you're moving from one bank
right
to the next.
Right.
Whereas
Okay.
we offer a cashback incentive.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Ooh. This is a lot of information. I got to start seeing if I can either find me a significant other or start doing it's my listeners. It's my listeners because they're sending me messages so hard.
Yeah, I even getting messages on my on my
I'm
watch.
I'm looking at my phone and I'm saying, okay, all right. You know, how are we gonna do this?
But I also want to mention that, if persons don't have the time to come into the bank, there is a website that I would like to read out so that they can go on to. And also going to this website, you can put in your name, telephone number, email address. You can put in the amount of the mortgage that you're looking at, and then it will do a simple calculation as how much the monthly fee will be.
Mm-hmm.
That information, I will receive that email and then I will forward it to Stacy. So this is also free. Get on to the website. It is rbc.com/talkmortgages. I will repeat, rbc.com/talkmortgages. So you go inside there. There's a little app inside. You can put in the information. Voila. It gives you a calculation there.
So this is with every mortgage situation.
Every mortgage
refinancing
situation.
of homes.
Correct.
Everything. So
Everything.
you put in exactly what you want in this app.
Yes.
And then you would definitely get a calculation and a response to what it is.
Right.
So let me ask one of the magical questions.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a mortgage for 25 years. You're 15 years in your mortgage, which means you have a decade left. What would be the best suggestion if you want to refinance, and not for, let's say you want to refinance for a garage or an extension on the house? Is this as simplified? Because remember, you already have the mortgage for 15 years that you've been paying at that rate. You know what I'm saying?
So with this, you would not have to go back to the notary. The transaction does not have to go back to the notary because you've already had the mortgage in our books for 10 years.
Right.
15
years, sorry. So now what you will have to do is, of course, bring updated documents so we can just verify your income. You will have to get an updated appraisal report for us to determine the value of the
property.
The home. And then because we also then based on loan to value. So maybe you want $10,000, $20,000 or more, that appraisal report will be able to determine what is the true value of your property.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is I like this conversation because I've been talking homes and I've been thinking on homes, and you want to actually, for me, you have kids, you want to make sure you leave them something of value.
Right.
Nothing of no value, and hope that they take care of it the way you've taken care of it, because
and it's good for persons them to work towards owning their own home and everything like that. It's a story that I always love to tell persons them, and people would say, a lot of our locals in St.Maarten would say, I can't afford a mortgage, I'm not gonna go there, just let me get my personal loan or my car loan, and that's about it.
Yeah, but you see,
but there was this young man, and if I may,
of course.
say the story. This young man, he came into one of the lenders a few years back, and he looked at this property. He came with an appraisal report that belonged to the person that was selling the home, and says, I would like to purchase this home. Did a calculation, everything like that, and we said, at this present moment, it's not possible, but we can tell you what you can do. And once you accomplish this, then, you can come back to us. And we told him that, save some money and then come back, and then you will be able to qualify, because that savings, we will put it towards the home. So he did that for a year. He and his mom literally saved. So if you're determined to get something, you're going to do whatever it is that
the sacrifice must be made.
The sacrifice has to be made. It can't be all on the banks,
Right.
The person would have to do something as well also too. And he literally came back a year, and when he came, he said, okay, I have this set of money, and he really saved. And we said, okay, we started the process again, blah, blah, blah. He was approved. This gentleman came in and he cried.
I can imagine.
He cried because he never would have thought that he would be a proud home owner.
Well, that is one of the stories.
And
I can imagine there's many more stories.
Many more stories. But I wanted to say this because don't think it's not possible. Of course, not everyone can, but majority can. But you have to come in. Let us do the work, and let us advise you.
Well, I so much appreciate this. Like I said, once I got the flyer, and I've been, every morning I get in, it's one of the first things I say, go in and check RBC out if you want to get your home, if you want to switch, if you want to savings, cashback, fee waivers. It's something that I say constantly. I mean, my mortgage is at RBC, so, and I don't see any reason for me trying to change or add anything to it.
Awesome.
But it's something that I also tell my younger brothers that I speak to, that is paying rent. Because if you sit down and I do calculations in my head fast, if you are paying $800 a month in rent, that is that's $9,600 a year. So with $9,600 a year that you are giving to a place that you would never own,
That's right.
but you can't afford. But that's the scary part as well. If you can afford a rent for $800, you understand? But yet you still cannot qualify for a mortgage, but you can qualify for a car, which has no value. And this I know of cars. I'm not telling anybody not to get a new car, because a new car is always fun to have.
I got you.
But in my position, my age, I am no longer interested in a new car. I am building my own car at the present moment. You understand? It's a 1979 Volkswagen Beetle.
Oh, wow.
That the value, because for me, when I do my research on building a car, the value of the car goes up immensely, determining on the age of the car. Even if you take it to the insurance, and you have to get a special insurance to drive this car on the road.
Correct.
Some people don't know it, but you do have to get a special insurance, because you cannot get an all-risk insurance because it's not a new car. When it goes out of the year, the car is basically obsolete. You basically cannot get an insurance, so you have to insure it that way. But if you have that is of a value. You understand? So it's as if it's same thing as if you have a home. That is a value. Whether if you can avoid it, it's an asset that you can hold on to. It's also an asset that you can pass down to your family. It's also an asset that if things reach a certain way, you can also have it sold at that value.
But to answer what where you were going towards, that you said the person pays $800, but then when they go for mortgage, they don't qualify. But we have to look at all scenarios as well also.
I agree.
Because it's rent, but then what else does that person have? A car loan, a personal loan, a credit card, and that all of
that accumulates to your income.
Right. But then you also have to look at, maybe they don't have the funds for the notary and some additional cost that comes along.
So how can we fix that part?
Well, you know what I tell persons them? Okay, so you have, we talk about sacrifice. If that is what you want, you got to take that sacrifice. Okay, turn around and say, I'm going to get rid of the personal loan, or let's say the car loan. The credit card, I'm going to either lower the limit or take it out of the equation for now. Right? Just park it up for now. And then say, okay, I'm ready, and this is what I can do. Because we do it with non-resident clients as well also too. Because in the States, you can have 11 credit cards. You can have all kind of things.
You could live on credit.
On credit. You understand what I mean? So, but we also tell them, hey, you got to get rid of some of these things. So it's not only for us here. We do it with anyone that comes that wants to for a mortgage. We do that. You have to make that sacrifice. So.
Well, this information, like I said, thank you so much, ladies.
You welcome, Uncle.
I've really enjoyed. I love these morning sit downs that I have. I don't do many of them, but whenever I have one, I really, really enjoy it, because this is rather important for the general public to know and understand. Because there's so many young people out there that they work. They have great jobs. They might be a single father or a single mom.
Right.
And because the times now are so, it is hard, but it's not impossible. Because if you can, and I say that is because, like I said, if you can afford rent of $800, you have to be able to afford your own home. Because the guy who's renting, I'm not trying to tell nobody to move out of the rental spot and try to take food out of anybody's mouth.
Correct.
But it is still a possibility for you, because if you live on rent, you don't have the possibility to own. But it has been deemed basically impossible in order to attain a mortgage. I mean, be real, you could go down, I can leave right here, right now, and want a new car and walk in by Maxwood and get a new one. You understand? Just like that. You know what I mean? No deposit, no nothing. Listen, I like that car, I want that one. They're going to say, all right, go with it. But it has been so hard for us, and I'm talking for young black men, young black women. You have your family, and you want your own place, whether it's and what I like about the island right now, you have condos that you can buy, you have standalone homes, you have apartments, but at the end of the day, it belongs to you after a certain amount of time. So I'm telling, I implore the young ones. I'm advocating for the young men and women. I mean, and at that age, you know what I'm saying? You're at that age, you just finished college, you came back home, you're in your mid-20s, get yourself your own home.
Yeah.
So I thank you so much for this Sunrise Sit Down. Anything else you have to tell the general public before you leave my studio this morning?
Yes, I would like to tell everyone, it's not impossible. Do come inside to RBC. We not only have Stacy as the mortgage specialist, but we also have some other amazing ladies. We have Ruby Wilkes, who is also a loan officer. We have Chantal Gomes. We have Yvette Dupuy. We have Nadika Richardson. And we have Sharon Payne. So these are my ladies that I give a shout out to, and to our lovely listeners on Tropixx. Come on down to RBC. We are here for you. Financial advice is for free. And thank you, Uncle, for having us here on this show. It was amazing, and I loved it every moment.
Thank you very much for coming through.
Thank you, Uncle. Thank you so much.
I'd love to hear that, Uncle.
Thank you, St.Maarten, and I hope to see you.
Yes, so you heard it here. You heard it here on The Mood in the Morning, the Sunrise Sit Down. Get yourself together, get your paperwork together, go in and see these beautiful ladies at RBC and try to attain your own home. I am going to sit down and think of what I have and what I need to do, and I probably come in and visit you guys myself.
Awesome.
Because yes, it's things got to be done.
Yep.
So once again, thank you so much, ladies. Thank you so much, listeners, and everybody that's been sending me messages. You got the information. Passed by RBC. How many branches do you guys have before you leave? One branch. So that's the one branch in Phillipsburg.
In Phillipsburg, and we also have RBC Caribbean, the website. You can log in there as well. And of course, Stacy, you'll give your email address or cell number.
My email address is Stacy, that is stacy.deleon, DELEON @rbc.com, or I'm available on my cell. It's 588-8008.
This is the banking cell, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just making.
She want her husband.
I understand, because all of a sudden, midnight, somebody's sending you a message, and so. Monday to Friday. Ladies, once again, thank you so much for coming through. Appreciate you. And I know the entire island appreciate you. And this campaign is going on from when until
March the 23rd to July the 3rd.
It ends on July the 3rd.
So there is enough time to come into the branch, have that conversation.
All right, so start getting your paperwork together, peoples, so you can go into RBC and try to get yourself that mortgage. Once again, thank you so much, ladies, for coming through. Appreciate you. Have yourself a wonderful morning, and it's almost weekend. Enjoy yourself, y'all weekend as well. It's coming up.
You too.